hit and run caught on camera, the woman miraculously walking away with only minor injuries. Her plea to you to help her track down that driver. And the childhood vaccine schedule could soon see some major changes, why former officials are warning it could put the nation's health at risk. And UDOT asking for your opinion on traffic control at Big Cottonwood Canyon, what changes could be coming and how it could impact how you drive the canyon.
Live and streaming, this is KSL News Now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us on this Thursday morning. 3 weeks until Christmas. I'm Lori Pritchard. We've got all those stories in just a bit. Deja Brown, you are watching our traffic for us this morning. Matt Johnson, let's start with you, though. Bitterly cold outside.
Yes, it is definitely chilly. We're in the 20s, but also really high humidity out there. Look at that, 85%. That's high for Salt Lake. And, you know when you go outside and you just feel like you can't get warm, like you're in San Francisco or Seattle? It's called the wicking effect, and that's when the humidity gets into the clothing and actually extracts the heat from your body. That's why high humidity with cold temperatures is a lot less bearable, right, than that dry cold we're normally used to here in Utah. You've got high clouds out there because of that high humidity, and temperatures, well, they're in the teens for Cedar City, 21 in Fillmore, single digits out in Ely. Pingwich is single digits, 29 Salt Lake, 26 in Moab, and a 31 in St. George. Your forecast for today, we've got partly cloudy skies through the afternoon. We'll be topping in the upper 30s, which is a few degrees below the normal, Deja, but then we've got some snow and rain moving in. I'll talk about that coming up.
Sounds great, Matt. Thanks so much. Traffic alert to tell you about this morning. Much of the morning we have been following a crash. It's on the westbound side of the 201 freeway on the exit ramp over to 3200 West. Now we have multiple vehicles involved. We have motorist assistance patrol on the scene. You can see they're asking drivers to move over, partially blocking your right lane as that multi-vehicle crash continues to block your right shoulder. So please use some caution on the approach as you travel through Salt Lake City this morning. Taking a look at the I-15 corridor. We're quiet from Draper up to Salt Lake City, but where we're seeing an issue is northbound I-15 on your approach to Temp Highway. We'd originally thought that this crash was clear, but there's still a crash that's blocking your right shoulder, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, no major issues on your 215 interchanges. You're quiet there. And then, of course, the only other issue you're going to see is Little Cottonwood Canyon is currently closed to traffic right now due to some avalanche mitigation testing. It is, though, however, expected to reopen around 8:30 this morning, Lori.
All right, Deja, thank you. Our top story this morning, we want to share this video with you. Take a look. This woman riding her bicycle, and then here comes this truck hitting her and then taking off. Amazingly, that woman survived that hit and run, but she now needs your help to find the driver. News specialist Brian Carlson is live in Salt Lake City for us this morning with his KSL exclusive story. And Brian, watching that video, it's pretty alarming. And what's incredible is that she survived.
Yeah, I mean, how did she survive getting hit by this truck? I mean, you watch that video, you see her get hit, dragged by the truck, and the truck just takes off. Now, this happened right here along 3rd West as you come into downtown. And the woman is hoping someone watching this morning can help her find who did it. So take a look at that video again. This was Tuesday night, just after 5 o'clock. She's riding her bike on that two-way bike lane near Walmart downtown when a white Ford pickup truck pulls out, hits her, runs her over, drags the bike, and then just keeps going. It left the victim, Rachel, cut up and badly bruised all over her body. Then her bike completely mangled. She tells KSL she's fortunate it wasn't worse.
It's really scary, you know, like we live car free. We love living in an area where you can walk and bike around, but knowing that you can just get hit by a car at any moment and it can totally change your life or end your life.
Now, she asked us not to share her last name for safety reasons, but wants to get her message out to find that driver. She found pieces of the truck left behind, and then you have ATM footage from a nearby bank that also captured another angle for another look at that truck. So the truck appears to be a Ford F-150. If you recognize it, you know who the driver is. She's hoping you call police so they can find them. Live here downtown, Brian Carlson, KSL 5 News. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you for that. 5 months after an innocent bystander was shot and killed during the No Kings protest, the Salt Lake County District Attorney is now charging the man accused of pulling the trigger. 43-year-old Matt Alder is now facing a second-degree manslaughter charge. District Attorney Sim Gill says the so-called peacekeeper for that event fired a reckless shot into the crowd, killing 39-year-old Afa Alu. Now, his family trying to find a purpose out of this senseless loss.
No one else should have to go through what me and my children have experienced.
Attorneys for this family are searching for answers as to why. They say protest organizers and the so-called peacekeepers filed with the city under fake names. Then there's Utah's open carry law. In the shooting, Alder was allegedly targeting Arturo Gamboa, who was carrying an AR-style rifle. Investigators say Alder believed he was about to carry out a mass shooting, talking about Gamboa, who was carrying that rifle. Well, there are no charges being filed against Gamboa because the gun he was carrying was not loaded. Gill says that while a person has a right to use deadly force in self-defense, they cannot do so in a reckless manner.
There is insufficient evidence that he committed a clear violation of criminal law.
Detectives believe Gamboa's rifle was, in fact, unloaded. He was also shot, but Gill says Alder could have used Utah's self-defense law to argue the first two shots were justified, but the third shot that killed Afa Lu was reckless. Gamboa was arrested at the scene and held in jail for 6 days before being released. Gill says Alder is cooperating now, and they expect him to follow court orders. You can stay with KSL as we bring you the latest in this case. You can also download our KSL Plus app for alerts sent straight to your phone. We have an update this morning on a crash that killed a man crossing Redwood Road Tuesday night. Salt Lake City police say the driver that hit him and left the scene is still on the run. Officers say a man was killed while crossing Redwood at North Temple just before 7 o'clock. Police are asking anyone with information about that driver who left the scene to come forward. A motorcycle driver is facing several charges, including murder, after driving under the influence for a crash that happened back in May. Police documents say Justin Strickland was driving his motorcycle on Redwood Road in Lehigh with his girlfriend on the back when he ran into the back of another vehicle. The woman died from her injuries in the crash a few days later. Documents claim Strickland had been drinking at a bar just minutes before that collision. In other news this morning, the childhood vaccine schedule in the U.S. could soon see some major changes as the CDC's Immunization Advisory Committee meets today and tomorrow to consider revisions to long-standing practices. That committee is expected to revise the recommended timing of the hepatitis B shot given to newborns. Two public letters sent this week from former CDC and FDA officials warned that will put the nation's health at risk. In response, Health and Human Services says that it, quote, continues to promote transparency in vaccine safety data and to communicate clearly about both risks and benefits. Lawmakers now introducing legislation aimed at tackling the surge in non-consensual deep fake pornography. Republican Representative Celeste Malloy says that goal is to give victims help by creating a plan of action for platforms to remove harmful deep fakes. This bill updates a current law so platforms are only immune from lawsuits if they take basic action to prevent abusive deep fakes, then respond to victim reports and remove that content that violates privacy. Governor Cox proposing a $30 billion budget for the upcoming year. In it, the governor is pushing for increased literacy in children and paying for more school lunches. He's also pushing for funding a homeless campus in Salt Lake City, expanding the child tax credit for families, and funding services for victims of crime. Now, not included in this is an income tax cut, which lawmakers have done for the last 5 years. This is just a proposal. It's ultimately up to the legislature to pass the budget, which they'll do during the upcoming legislative session, which starts in January. You can see more of the governor's budget requests on our website, ksltv.com.
All right, we're taking a look at the high-pressure system that's been parked over the eastern Pacific Basin. And usually these guys don't help us out, but this time is a little bit different. You'll notice the Hawaiian Islands out here to the south and west, and a plume of moisture that is extending over the top of this ridge and has now reached the Seattle area. Eventually, later this weekend, we'll see this plume of moisture dive into the state of Utah, and that will actually prove to put down some serious snow totals. So far this season, our biggest snowfall for the mountains. You'll notice today these clouds this morning, hopefully they burn off, but by nightfall, late tonight, I should say, into tomorrow morning, I've got snow showers starting to work in here. Not going to be a big deal, but we've got to commute tomorrow morning, right? And so if we look at the potential snow totals here from about Salt Lake City northward, traced to an inch maybe, a lot of us will get skipped, but if you get in an area where there's a little bit of snow tomorrow morning, could slow things down. By tomorrow night, it switches to rain. Saturday, valley rain in the morning and then tapering off. But the mountains will get hit pretty good with this storm. We'll talk about that coming up.
Matt, thanks so much. Let's get you out the door this morning. As you travel in from Utah County, look out for a crash I-15 northbound on your approach to Timpanogos Highway that continues to block your right shoulder. Traffic on the approach is moving smoothly. Just be mindful of your speed. As you continue north from Point of the Mountain up to downtown Salt Lake City, consistently it's been about a 22-minute ride. You'll want to keep in mind Little Cottonwood Canyon remains close to traffic in both directions as some avalanche mitigation testing continues. Coming out of Tooele this morning, a relatively quiet ride, 45 minutes over to I-15. No major delays this morning coming out of Lake Point, which we love to see because that is a usual point of contention. And it looks as though an earlier crash westbound along the 201 at 3200 West has just cleared. We're going to give you a live look in just a bit just to confirm.
Right now, the Department of Public Safety is urging Utahns to stay safe on the roads this December as pedestrian deaths now on the rise. Last December, 9 pedestrians were killed on Utah roadways, 8 of which happened during dark or low light hours. DPS says this winter is already showing similar warning signs, with 3 pedestrians dying just within the last week of November. To protect yourself and your family, the department suggests wearing reflective clothing or holding a flashlight to increase your visibility as a pedestrian. Also to make sure to cross at crosswalks. This morning, a new report says Utah needs to step it up when it comes to road safety. That's according to the 2026 Roadmap to Safety report that's been released out of Washington, D.C. Our state was one of 26 to get a yellow rating, indicating improvements need to be made. Now, that report says Utah's enforcement of seatbelts, booster seat laws, and texting laws are a plus, but they do feel more needs to be done to enforce motorcycle helmets, monitor red lights, and to make sure children are sitting in the safest spots while they're riding in the car. Lomond View Elementary and Weber School District will stay open, at least for now. School board members voted unanimously Wednesday night to accept a recommendation from Superintendent Gina Butters to push pause on any closures, and also to hire an independent agency to conduct a more thorough study. Parents at Lomond View fought hard to keep that school open, presenting to the board with data they believe would prove the school should not be under consideration for closure. Lomond View is nearly 70 years old and in need of significant repairs, but parents say it outperforms many neighboring elementaries.
We love our school, and it's something we feel really emotional about, but we tried to approach from a really data-driven, perspective.
There are 30 elementary schools in the Weber district. Butter says that independent review will look at many of them to see where future growth is and how to best serve students. She still called the closure of Lomond View likely eventual, but at least for now, it will stay open. Just 2 days before the big Nutcracker show, Ballet West suffers an unexpected heartbreak. Their costume manager, 66-year-old Cindy Fairmont, suddenly passed away yesterday morning. Cindy has been with that dance company for more than 40 years.
She was such a big part of Ballet West family. It's going to leave a big hole in the company for a long time. She's going to be missed, and her influence will also last.
Cindy lived in Spring City in central Utah. She made the nearly 2-hour commute every day to show up for work, showing her dedication and love for what she did. KSL actually covered Cindy Fairmont in the past. Just earlier this year, we spoke with her about tutus that she had worked on being rented out to Taylor Swift for her viral Shake It Off music video.
But these are the tutus that were in the video. It was kind of cool knowing that I had built something that was on a music video.
Yeah, that was Cindy right there. And beyond her artistry, she will be remembered as diplomatic, generous, and deeply committed to her work. Take a look at this. This is video from a UDOT camera up Little Cottonwood Canyon. At midnight, UDOT shut down the road for avalanche mitigation. That road remains closed this morning. UDOT is hoping to have it back up and running by 8:30.
All right. Hey, we're going to talk about this storm that's headed in, but we're first going to start with a beautiful shot of December's full moon, nicknamed the cold moon, and it's living up to the name this morning. As you head out the door, we're in the 20s with teens through central Utah, and there's snow on the mountaintops, which is good, but we need a lot more, and I think we're going to get it. Low pressure off to the east, not doing much for us, but in the wake of it, on the backside, cool northwest flow. You go further upstream, and I've got showers in Seattle that should be working their way into Utah as early as tonight. So we are dry through 5 o'clock. Southeast Idaho, you've got a couple of mountain snow showers. Those will then spread into the state of Utah. This is 2 a.m. Friday. So late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we get our first push. It's really weak. It'll be some snow showers. It may cause some trouble for tomorrow morning's commute. Heads up, especially if you live north of Salt Lake. Now, this is Friday. We're going to warm. That snow line's going to be coming up. So valley rain, mountain snow, Friday night. Into Saturday morning, that'll be the brunt of it. Look at this, 2 a.m., valley rain, mountain snow, heavy at times in those higher elevations. The scattered showers persist in the valleys, but it's widely scattered Saturday afternoon. Mountaintops pick up more snow. How much are we talking? If we do pick up any snow in the valleys, it'll be a trace to an inch, and it'll be late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Now, through the rest of the Wasatch, we've got the benches and the Wasatch back 2 to 5. 10 to 16 for the northern mountains, 12 to 24 for the Cottonwoods, and the central mountains doing about 4 to 10. Central Utah, you've got a beautiful one on tap, but plan for cold temperatures and even some cloud cover this morning. St. George, 50, sunshine, beautiful. 40 in Beaver with mostly clear skies. Into the north, we'll deal with some clouds in the morning and hoping to break those up by afternoon. Highs will be near or slightly below the normal, which is about 42 degrees for the Wasatch. St. George, you've got a 50 to 54, climbing Saturday, just in time for your weekend, to near 60. How about that? We keep it in the low and even mid-60s next week. That's some gorgeous weather down there. You got a 39 to 41. Remember, snow tomorrow morning, possible, not heavy. And then we've got AM rain on Saturday. That should break up, and then dry weather will resume into next week.
Thanks so much. As we continue to follow this earlier crash, we thought it was clear, but that is definitely not the case. In the westbound off-ramp at 3200 West in Salt Lake City, it appears to be quite serious. Let me tell you why. We now have cones that are completely blocking the right lane and right shoulder. We have Motorist Assistance Patrol, that's MAP vehicles, 4 cars involved. We have an ambulance that's further north right here, and then we do have a fire truck that is currently pulling off. So it may be a crash with injury, so it may continue to be here for the next 20 or 30 minutes or so as they work to get everything mitigated and then, of course, get it out of the roadway. So please take it easy as you're heading out the door this morning. We will continue to monitor this. Again, it is on the westbound off-ramp on the 201 freeway at 3200 West in Salt Lake City.
The Utah Department of Transportation asking for the public's opinion on some proposals to get traffic under control in Big Cottonwood Canyon. A study released on Wednesday had several recommendations, from additional bus services to designated bus lanes, even winter toll roads.
As someone who's grown up and seen the change, it's hard to accept that it won't go back, right? And we can't keep thinking that we're going to be able to drive up on a Saturday morning with no traffic. It's not going to happen anymore. And so we need to think about, how do we want this to look?
Public comment has opened. It will run through January 9th. Both in-person and virtual hearings have been scheduled throughout the month. A research team at the University of Utah celebrating a major discovery that they found in a closet, if you can believe that. They say it's a rare computer relic that may be the only one of its kind left in the world. The university's College of Engineering will soon have a new building, so when researchers started cleaning up before their big move, they didn't expect to stumble upon a piece of history. They found a tape containing Bell Labs' Unix v4 1973 operating system, which is the framework of modern-day computers.
The operating system is the infrastructure on your computer that makes it able to do all the things that we want to do. It is like the pipes that bring you the water.
Well, the research team doesn't actually have the technology to see what is on that tape, so they're making a road trip to California's Computer History Museum later this month, where they hope to get some answers. They plan on holding onto the tape and continue telling its story in their new building. In consumer headlines this morning, Hawaii is taking TikTok's parent company ByteDance to court, saying TikTok was built to be addictive. That suit filed against ByteDance says the platform uses design tactics that exploit children's vulnerabilities and fuels anxiety and compulsive use. That complaint says TikTok keeps users online longer to boost data collection and ad revenue, comparing it to tactics used in gambling. The lawsuit seeks to stop TikTok's alleged deceptive practices, enforcing new protections. Spotify Wrapped 2025 is here. It's an annual recap that goes over the listening habits of individual listeners and the platform as a whole. And now, here are some of the results. Oh, that is Bad Bunny at his best. He has taken back the crown. The Puerto Rican superstar is once again the most streamed artist in the world, earning more than 19 billion streams, knocking Taylor Swift out of the top spot that she's held in 2023 and 2024. As for the top songs of the year, Bruno Mars had some really popular collaborations. His songs Die With a Smile with Lady Gaga, APT with Rose took first and third place. Billie Eilish sneaking into second with Birds of a Feather. And the newest feature for your music analysis is your so-called listening age. And with the app analyzing your music taste and guessing your age, but as you can expect, not super accurate. Multiple users online proudly sharing that the app thinks that they are 70, 80, maybe even 90 years old. So if you're hopping onto Spotify this morning, be prepared. It might call you old. But nothing's wrong with that, right?
Yeah, somehow my listening age is 27, so not a bad deal, I guess. All right, I've got the sun coming up out there, a little bit of color trying to sneak in under this cloud deck that's been camped out over the northern half of the Wasatch. We've got cold temperatures out there, 29. Yeah, you got to bundle up this morning because it's not just 29. I've got really high humidity, around 85%. So it's going to feel cooler. You got 29, 7 a.m., 34 by 10 a.m., and we're going to struggle to hit that upper 30 mark. We may get lucky and hit 40 or 41. But Deja, yeah, definitely on the chilly side this morning.
Definitely on the chilly side, and things heating up on our roadways map, but looks like we are seeing some progress. This earlier crash in the exit ramp on the 201 freeway near 3200 West is starting to clear up. We are seeing tow trucks getting ready to put those vehicles on, and then hopefully it'll be moved out of the roadway. But we do have a new issue. We have another crash. This one's northbound on Mountain View corridor at 7600 South in the West Jordan area. It looks as though it's a crash involving this large truck here. Right now, traffic is being temporarily shut down to get it out of the roadway, so expect some delays as you're heading out the door. Let's give you a quick look at some of your live drive times coming out of Davis County. You're looking great over there. No major issues to report, so just take it easy as you're heading out the door, and hopefully these crashes will be cleared soon.
All right, Deja, thank you. The Salt Lake City Police Department going above and beyond the call of duty to make the holiday season a little brighter for their neighbors. On Wednesday, members of the department's evidence unit helped provide holiday gifts for 20 people through the Salt Lake County Aging Services Giving Tree program. Governor Spencer Cox right there stepping into the holiday spirit as a celebrity bell ringer for the Salvation Army at Smith's in Kearns. The red kettle tradition has been part of Utah's holidays for the last 138 years. And of course, we know Christmas is fast approaching. There are several holiday festivals happening right now to get you into the spirit of the season. And the ballpark in South Jordan is just one of those places. This winter wonderland has something for the entire family, including glowing tunnels, stomp pads, karaoke singing, not to mention the 60-foot Christmas tree synchronized to music. The ballpark holiday lights are open from 5 to 10 every day until January 3rd. And if you bring a can of food to donate on December 11th, you can get in free. That does it for us on this Thursday morning, a live look to downtown Salt Lake City. Have a great day, everyone.